Over the weekend was my birthday per period. Gen Z language per period. Sometimes I ask myself that what at all is even the meaning of per? Like, as such as saying, hey, now generation way there, ebe bro. Ebe rough. A bit rough, Papa, because I mean, per period. So happy birthday to myself. I'm Forever 21. Argue with your screens. Guys, thank you so much for all your subscription. I'm pressing on the notification button. I'm Forever, your hostess, the mostess, HER-LADYSHIP. Thank you so much. And this is the Dark Room Podcast. Now, today, I have one of the ladies I have been following for a very long while now on our screens, on TikTok, Instagram, basically on social media. I I have followed her content, and I feel like the kind of content she's putting out there, it takes a lot of a lot of gust. Like it takes a lot of akukudro for her. Yes, to put that kind of content out there, because me mostly I'm afraid that hey, people come for me and they'll say you've said this way, and they'll say meanwhile it is her point of view. It is her point of view, so what, it's your problem. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, that gives you a clue. So my guest today in the house with me is the ever pretty that she's branded herself with her hairstyle, color, and cut. Just say, when you just see the hair without seeing the body, but you know that she's the one. So my guest today is the POV.
Yes.
The POV.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I've been calling POV,
A lot of
POV.
people
Mure
do
if
that.
say the big kahun.
A lot of people do that.
Okay.
And I think that's my problem because even the logo that doesn't pop up like that. Yes,
it's the POV mom that
comes
is
out
standing
more.
out.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's something I guess I need to work on.
Inti and shada anya your fault.
I said, Miana,
Well, I am excited. I'm
Me too,
excited.
actually.
And thank you so much for being here today. I mean, if people know the back and forth we did before we finally got here, just say, yeah, but should be not doom so. The should in so top. Hey, I dang. Oh, the devil was against us. But we conquered in the mighty name
course,
of Jesus.
I'm here, so yeah.
So we have conquered. Generally or popularly, we know you as POV, POV, POV. But who is POV behind POV?
Okay, so actually, I think a lot of people know this already. The name is Naneke Adepa.
Okay.
There's a surname, but that surname I keep it. Probably release
Why?
it at the right time. But
Okay.
yeah, so
Okay. It was here for. I know what is happening here. Same name that she's keeping to release at the right time. Obe hona Bill Gates. Nane kia Adepa Dangote. Nane kia Adepa Ekukwado. Ana nane kia Adepa John Mama.
I actually wish.
Ana Nkoma.
Actually wish.
JJ Rollins.
I beg. But I wish. Anyway, so yes, it's
Okay.
Naneke Adepa. Yeah, basically that's the name.
Okay.
And the brand is just the POV.
Okay.
We just talk about everything and anything.
Oh.
If it's something that we need to talk about it, yeah, I will share my thoughts on it.
Okay.
Whether you like it or yes, I will say
you
something.
will say what you want to
Yes.
say.
Of course, because everybody is entitled to their point of view, and I feel like, in as much as you're giving your point of view, you don't impose your point
Okay.
of view on people. So basically, I just say it, and then how you want to take it, you take it. Now, the what's the word? How you interpret it is your business, not mine. So if you agree with it,
Fine.
kudos. If you
Otherwise,
don't, bless you. So, yeah. So basically, that's just
you
it.
see, when I said per her type of content that she's putting out there, it takes a lot of guts. Like, if you do not have that kind of, you can't do it, because like the point of views I have in my head.
Try bringing them out. It's good. It's
Sometimes
good
I
for
feel
your
like if I
mental
bring
health.
them out, like,
It's good for your mental health.
Charlie.
See, me, my mental health, it has developed like I knew since I started sharing my thoughts. because I grew up in a space where I wasn't allowed to, talk about
Yeah.
things that I felt or how I felt about things.
Yeah.
And it was with me for a long time. When I discovered I could talk, I love talking, just so you know. When I discovered that,
And you come over with your bed.
when I discovered that I could talk, I didn't stop talking. So it just kept coming and coming. I've always been like, if you see me on screens, you think I'm a loud person, but I love to be my home. I love to be my corner. To pull me out of my house, it's
Of course,
yes.
media, I know because hey, it wasn't an
It's
easy
wahala.
thing. It's
yes,
wahala.
wahalard. So yeah. So when I discovered I could talk, I just couldn't stop. But where I can do it more is in front of a camera. Like, yeah. So personally, it just takes. I can count the number of people that actually know me to a particular point where they could just come to my house and be like, "Hey, get up, do this." Yeah,
know you to the
it's
core.
a handful.
Yeah.
Because I've been in front of the camera for a long time.
Yeah.
And my personality has grown on camera. Because I wasn't like this in the beginning.
Wow.
I wasn't.
Wow. Okay, so before we even go much into how this whole thing started,
Yeah.
Nana Ikuya Adepa. Who was Nana Ikuya Adepa? Like, aside the camera, who are you? I want to know, like, where you went to school.
Okay.
And everything about growing up, your childhood, stuff like that. We want to know.
Okay, so I grew up in the western region of Ghana.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Bogoso.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I grew up in the same community with family. So.
And it's Ekuya do rebe family.
Oh, please, I beg.
Nana Ekuya
No,
de pa family.
But yeah, we grew up in the same.
Are you related to him somehow?
No, but
Is he your brother?
no, but at some point we crossed paths to be friends.
Okay.
Not too close, but that's kind of yeah.
Okay.
I,
Mrs. Famille
no,
in the
please.
making.
No, please, no. Oh
Ah.
God, no. God, no.
Oh, Famille is married.
I don't know, but
I think I saw something like that quite recently. That they say he
Well,
has
what
left
I-
his long time girlfriend be
Well,
and he has gone to marry somebody in
what
court.
I heard,
Mhm.
and I'm not frankly surprised, is that he was with somebody for a long time.
Long
They
time,
have,
yeah.
I think, 2 babies.
Yes.
And now he's doing a German girl. I don't know if it's a German girl, but I'm presuming because they mentioned
Yes.
that a German girl. And the picture they used to say they got married was coming out of either a police station or a courtroom. I don't even know, but
Hey,
Ghanaians can
police
come up with
station.
bullshit. Yes.
Hey,
I don't know. That's what I saw. girl.
Ghana yɛmfa ho.
Yeah,
Yɛ-
but-
hwɛ Ghana yɛnhwɛ video.
But you know-
yɛnhwɛ picture.
You can't deny or you can agree. Nobody knows what's going on. It could be something else, but if it's him married to another girl, I'm not surprised. So
Nti remember no I don't know moyɛ saa. Nti yeah, you take us and put us in your room and bond with us for 2
Wait.
years, 5 years. Mom paying ana.
wait, but you didn't see the Nigerian guy that came out to say that if a guy grows up with a girl, like builds with a girl, the guy should leave the girl. You didn't see that?
Ebusia,
When
please.
people are doing sprinkle, you're insulting them. But when you really
I sometimes I see when I think about it, it's not thinking. Inside my brain is itching me like
you can
Hey.
never in this world understand anything because everybody was born with a different brain. So if you decide to understand everybody, you will lose
go
yourself.
mad. I'm telling you.
Yes, so just believe in what you believe in. Just open yourself up to learn. And I think, yeah, that's it for you in the world. If you decide to follow everybody, you would go crazy. But if you believe in what you have and then open yourself up to learn more from the right sources, I think you're good to go.
Anyways,
Yeah.
let's just go back to Nana Ekuya
Yes.
Adepa
So
and
I grew up.
everything.
I grew
yeah.
up in Bogoso. Went to Golden Star. It's one of the best schools there. Yeah, let me.
A la
hide my
DB
skirt,
vibes.
babe. No, me and you for about Mr. Yes. So I went to Golden Star. I first went to Grace International School in
Okay.
my, early nurseries, KGs. Yes. And then I went to Golden Star from class 1 till form 3. And then I went to Kumasi Girls Senior High School. I went to Kumasi Girls Senior High School, and then I went to Blue Crest University.
Oh, Let me tell you how at a point in my life,
Yeah.
I was dying to go to Blue Crest.
Why?
Until I actually went to the website and I saw the school fees.
Yes, it's
I'm like,
expensive, please.
Mumbai.
It's expensive.
You see the DB vibes
But
I'm
I'm
talking
not
about.
DB.
You see?
My brass, I'm not school fees, no. I'm not DB.
Are you sure? Because
Yes.
the school fees, that was even that then
Yes.
times.
Yes. It's so the thing is, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's expensive.
Yeah.
But if you're serious, you'll get your money's worth.
Okay.
That's the thing. If you're
Okay.
serious, I said if you're serious.
With emphasis on
seriousness.
Okay.
Because that place, if you don't take care, and this is a school where DB is like, and if you lose yourself in the midst of them, you won't get your money's worth.
Yeah.
But if
I think I understand what you're saying. Absolutely.
If you know what you're about, if you know what you want, you would get your money's worth. Well, I can say I got a little bit of mine.
You're still getting
I'm
it.
still putting them together.
Exactly.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But what did you study in school?
mass communication and journalism.
Hence, we are not surprised. Hence, we are not surprised she's communicating to the masses in front of her camera.
Yes,
Okay,
so
I
did
see,
mass
I
communication and journalism. And in
Okay.
SHS, I did general arts
Okay.
with literature involved. So
Meaning, but there is always this talk that general arts for your bong.
that's not true.
Sanka bio mami.
That's not true.
Like, how?
Okay, so I feel like they assume that the courses that we do are not difficult. But give a science student literature.
Can you do that art
Can
challenge
you?
show?
It's not even about the Tao, the app. No. Can you break down stories? Can you get like settings? You know, all those necessary things in,
And sometimes
stories.
literature, they need you to quote exactly,
I remember
exact
one of my
dito.
favorite books. What do you call it? The Blink Card.
Oh, Blink
The
Card,
fancy
Mrs.
book.
Broffersam.
Mrs. Broffersam. One of my favorite books,
Me
like very,
too.
very favorite books.
Me
And I'm actually finding it now to
Myself.
reread it again.
Yes.
Because I love the Blink Cards. And if we give that to a science student or a business student
Forget.
to do a breakdown of
Forget.
just chapter 1,
Forget.
you can't. So
Forget.
yes,
Don't
so
make mouth.
do not assume because you don't know the in-depth of what somebody is studying.
Yeah.
And it actually pissed me off. Let me go bring this story back. When the Ashanti Regional, I've forgotten the title, went to a school and then stated that one of the nurses, because corrected her daughter that is doing her residence, that's what they call it in the doctors,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
national service, the residence, that the nurse is a general art student coming to correct somebody that has done medicine, whilst allegedly your daughter made a mistake with a prescription or probably even gave a prescription that they didn't have in the hospital. So the nurse was like, you know what, let me do this that can do the same job as what you prescribed. And the lady, her ego got bruised, and because of that there was a whole back and forth, and the father had the audacity,
The
the
nerves.
arrant nerves to say that all general students, when they finish, then they'll go and do nursing. Like, I'm like, really? Can we do you know
Are you
English?
okay? Are you
Do
okay?
you know English?
What do they?
Jesus. They think English is just like
Just say, "Ay,
God.
my
See,
goodness."
The thing about English is some people can speak English but they can't write English.
True.
Some people can write English
They
but
can't
they can't
speak
speak
English.
English. But
Very
when you find
true.
yourself in a position where you can do both,
Clap for yourself.
please, you're doing amazing. Don't let
Clap for
anybody come and use medicine
yourself.
to come and suppress you.
Ah.
No. Before I went into journalism, if I want to take you back, I was acting.
Okay.
Okay.
Now that's interesting.
I was acting.
News.
Yes, I've always loved acting. When I was in SHS, I literally was in the drama like from Form 1 to Form 3. Acting. And I went to girls' school, so
Okay.
I was always acting and acting. So when I was finishing school, the idea was to go into acting. Full-time acting. I
You
wasn't
wanted
even
to
joking.
be the next Jackie Appiah,
Not
Yvonne
really.
Nelson,
I wanted to
or
be the next
Megan.
Nanoke Adepa. Nobody else.
Oh,
than me.
the next you.
That's the thing.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I did a few local films in the Western region.
Uh huh.
And then when I finally got admission into Blue Crest, one of the people that, pushed me into this whole thing. So there's like the stories, they come from here, there.
Yeah, penny
In,
na.
okay, so I stayed in Kumasi when I went to Kumasi Girls. And then when I completed, I had an uncle there. So I stayed with him there.
Okay.
And I was fortunate enough through SRC in my school, got in touch with Castro in Kumasi. His name is Castro.
I thought Castro.
No, not Castro.
Oh,
His
okay.
name. So he's Kofi Nyansa.
Okay.
They call him Kofi Nyansa, but we call him Castro.
Okay.
And I got in touch with Castro, Dems, Arafat, Kwame Safo, those people. And those people were in deep with entertainment when it comes to the SRC. They were doing prelims with the organizers, like the national, regional organizers and all that. So I finally found myself in the midst of Kwame Safo, Dems, and they pushed me into some series in Kumasi.
Okay.
Frankly, I don't even know whether they came out or not. But I did a few jobs with them, and then I also did off-screen jobs. I did a little bit of camera work, a little bit of editing. So, I learned all those things with them. Yeah. So, at the end of the day, that's just a backstory to how I, decided to get into, my passion in the entertainment side of content creation and journalism and whatever. So, last, I just feel like, my confidence broke a little at some point, actually. And that is what moved me into presenting.
Okay.
My confidence broke in acting. And it was a whole brouhaha from family and, friends and people
they
that
didn't want you getting
like
into
me.
acting?
My
Hey, and your stories is plenty.
See, there's a lot to unpack when it comes to me. But I am also the type of person that I like to talk about things at certain times.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
Yeah. So let me just say that there were issues, both physically and mentally, that broke me. And then it moved me from the acting space.
All because you just wanted to follow a passion.
Something that I loved.
Eddie.
And then
it's hard.
one of the guys that, helped me. He said, you know what, forget acting if you feel like it's not. Don't forget it, but focus on something.
Something else, yeah.
Something else. And then, they put me in front of a camera to present because they said, girl, you can talk. So sit in front of a camera.
Talk for Africa.
Then I tried presenting. And I think my first attempt to presenting was a red carpet show.
Okay.
Down home. They did a lot of gospel shows. And then they would hire this person to come and do their productions for them, and then he would be like, you're doing the red carpet, then
you'll be on it.
Yes, and I'll be on it. And then that was what pushed my whole body into presenting and moving it to show business, a lifestyle, all those presenting kind of things. So basically that's what pushed me into entertainment journalism, and that was what pushed me into content creation and
all that. Well, that being said, so how did POV, the name, even come about? How did it come about that now it's a whole brand on its own, the POV?
Okay, so I'm going to say this once. Never again.
Okay, I'm glad.
I was in school. I was in Blue Crest.
Okay.
And I worked with an amazing guy. He's my ex. And he's into IT stuff, right? Please don't do that face.
No, I love this kind of it
Don't
just
do
makes
that.
money. It makes money. Just.
So, he is into IT.
Okay.
Very smart dude.
Oh.
He has those people that have high IQ, low EQ. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing person. Crazy talented.
That thing makes you confused in your life.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if you should take the person like that or let the person go.
Yeah.
Because
but above all, I think he believed in me. Believed that, girl, this is for you.
This is you.
And then you'll be there and you'll be like, you know what, we can do a show like this, we can do a show like that. And whilst he was doing that for me, I was also pulling for him, you know, because he was into IT, did a lot of 3D modelings. So you can still, you know, go check him out if you want to.
Please, what is his page? It was your way. Young call search.
So he's I think Faith Chicks, but if you want to, he's a Nigerian fellow. If
Wait,
you want to,
you are one of those girls that after breakup you are not bitter with your ex, because this is you giving him like indirect publicity
I'm giving
or
him
something.
indirect publicity because he deserves it. You see, I won't mention every ex on camera.
You have a very big heart to me. Hey,
I'm not correct like that. Don't mind me.
we are done. I don't know you from
No,
nowhere.
but you see, when the person impacted in your life, you don't be ungrateful about it.
Yeah,
That's one thing I don't like.
That's good.
So,
That's good.
even though we don't talk again,
Oh,
I still, wherever I can still mention his name, I
you will,
do.
because you know okay.
And he doesn't know.
Oh.
But maybe this will make him aware of it. But then, he does 3D modeling, graphic designing.
Okay.
And I think I pushed him towards that direction because he was an IT like guy.
Yeah.
A lot of coding, a lot of, you know, those things. And I said, you know what? And he's a bit, is it photogenic, or, you know, those people that when they see something they can't forget?
He has a photo memory.
Yes.
It's not photogenic.
No. It's not photogenic.
Yes, it's, yeah.
It's not
It's he has
photographic.
Photographic
Yes,
memory.
photographic.
He has a photographic memory. Hey, bro.
He sees something and he's
That's it's in the
it's in the
person's
brain.
brain.
So he could see a graphic design and then just
capture it.
duplicate it. Something like that.
Something he's seen just once.
Just
Yeah.
once. And I'm like, you have something. Work on it. Don't joke. Don't joke with it. And so he started, you know, working on it.
Is that his page?
Yes, so this is him.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey,
No-
was that for
Nobody
the boy?
nobody sees that. You're the only one that's gonna see it.
No.
Yes.
Please mention the instead of guys.
Yeah, so I'm not, in fact, because I've shown you picture, I'm not saying the way again. So so he came to me, and at that time we were still working on a show called The Flip Side Show,
Okay.
which I'm still going to be working on it.
Okay. Drum
Soon.
rolls. We are
Yes.
waiting.
And we're working on a Flip Side Show.
Okay.
And then, you know, we're like, you know, well, let's a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Let's come up with a podcast where I can talk about trends, I can talk about anything and everything. And then we both were like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, the concept is good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, what can we do? I think either him or one of us came up with the name, the POV. One of us did. And then I'm like, okay, come up with a logo. If I'm impressed, we can
Start.
start. And then the logo I'm using now,
Is
he
what he
did
came
that
up
logo.
with.
He did that logo.
X is bio. You been fun, sir.
And at the end of the day, I mean, it castigated,
Uh-huh.
but not on a bad.
He don't
bad
cast.
note. Not on a bad note. I don't know how he feels. about
POV,
me,
like with the
but-
way you I mean, at this one, it's me poking my nose
Yeah.
into it, but it's my job to poke my nose. The way you're talking about him with so much passion.
Because he's a good person.
I mean, aside a good person, Joe. If you like say, if
Oh,
you
no.
get the person, you guys
no,
can.
no. So
I sure we shouldn't use this medium
no,
to
no.
like.
So alongside everything,
Mhm.
there's always a bad
Okay.
side. You understand?
Okay.
And I'm not gonna sit here and talk about those bad sides.
Absolutely
Yes.
not.
But there are things I couldn't deal with,
Okay.
and so I just had to
Let go.
detach.
Aside, even though the person is
It's
all
amazing,
that they,
yes.
okay.
I went through a lot
Oh.
through that time. I mean, I feel like I have my own issues from where I'm coming from. I'm not gonna. So every time I
Definitely.
sit on camera and I tell people I'm not perfect,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I read people's real life stories and I talk about them,
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody will think you are perfect. No, I'm not.
Yeah, it's like you're judging.
My matter may come on social media. Please don't think I'm perfect.
Ghana, the way we
Yes,
go
the way
tear
we
you
are,
apart.
somebody would just be like, "And you're behaving like you're a perfect person." I'm not. Just so you know, me, I'm crazy in real life. Yes, in real life, I'm not correct.
Yeah.
Maybe the things that come out of my mouth, you know, seem, you know, soothing and encouraging, and you know, it makes sense to you. So pick those ones, and those that do not make sense to you, please, Ejo,
Let them
leave
go.
it.
Ejo, Egba Mio,
Leave
Egbele.
it. Yes, leave it. Why? Because it is important that when you go on social media, you take good information. I believe in things that you take in, garbage out. So things that you put in your system is what you know release
bring
out.
out,
So
yeah.
please, when you go to my page, I beg, pick the good things. Pick the good things
And leave the bad.
and leave the bad.
But if you
because
decide to pick the bad,
that's your business.
that's your business.
So let me just note that when we came up with the name and then we came up with what we wanted to do, we were on pause for a year.
Okay.
I was on pause for a long time. I wasn't doing anything
For a
related.
whole year.
I wasn't doing anything related to the POV. In fact, when we started the name, it was funny because when we started the name, I got the opportunity and collaborated with one of the big spaces in Ghana. And after the collaboration, there was a conversation about us working together. And then I was like, you know what, maybe I could pitch the POV to them.
Yes.
And then we could work on it together. Because they were like, you know what, you're good, we can start something. And then stupidly, I sent them a document on the POV. And no confidentiality, nothing. I just sent it because that was the naive me trying so hard to belong and impress.
Yes, to be part of something.
Because for me, it was hard. Have you seen my skin color? Have you seen my stomach? Like people are like, your stomach is too, you're too, plump.
You're not
you don't look
TV,
good on
you're not
camera.
there. Yeah.
So I was doing so much just to belong, just to feel, to prove to them that you know what, I got it, I can do it. And at the end of the day, I just sent them the documents, and 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, I saw the platform.
They were doing it.
They released, they're about to do a show called The POV. I fumed. No, they're about to do a show called POV, not The POV. I fumed. I was so pissed. I reached out to them. I'm like, really? You guys really?
They wouldn't care. Because there's no confidentiality or
and they
anything.
were like,
they wouldn't care.
You know what? We've been even working on this for almost 6 months now.
Hey!
You know what? Like,
with the same name?
I mean, so I put a pause on it. And then I found myself on a set. And when I stopped that, at the time I was completing uni. And then I found myself in a production house. So I did my national service with a production. Instead of a TV, I did it with a production house. Because I wanted to love film again.
Okay.
And so I did it with a film production house. We started producing. My first set I went on with them was Cohabit, season 1. And then I found myself in conversations because I wore a shirt from that people because they gave me that shirt after our collaboration. So I wore it on set.
Oh, okay.
And then the person was like, did you work for these people? Da, da, da. And I'm like, well, briefly. And then someone gave me, oh, he also worked with them. And I said, oh. Then I went to him. And they gave me a timeline in which he worked with them, like over a year ago. So it means that he knows, and he was part of the people that worked on content and stuff.
Yes.
Well, that was what I was told. Whether true or not, I do not know.
Yeah.
And then I went to him and I'm like, yo, I did this, that with these people, and this is what they're telling me. And I hear you were there during this period. Were you guys working on something like that? He said no. No,
so
this is the first time I'm even hearing it.
They stole your idea.
Oh yeah, and I cried. I cried so hard, and I just left it for a year.
Yeah.
And I realized they couldn't keep up.
Of course. Share this thing, idea
They couldn't keep up.
And it's very real. It's that real. So like, how did you get back to picking it up and starting it and making it your own?
They couldn't keep it up, and I, at the time, I had stopped doing content itself. I was just going on sets.
Okay.
A PA on sets, on Cohabit, on Dirty Laundry. So Cohabit 1, Dirty Laundry 1, and then Cohabit 2, and then so when I was on Cohabit 2, I think when we came back from Cohabit 2, I was doing this thing called 3 Questions with the Stars.
Okay. And
I did with Jeffrey Norte, Haley. I did with Dance God Lloyd. I did with Hilda. And I posted it mainly on my Instagram.
Okay.
But I was like, okay, let me just go back to content.
It wasn't going.
Yes,
Picking
and
up the way you
frankly,
wanted.
I got
Okay.
a talking to in my ear.
Okay.
I got a talking to. And at that time, I stopped YouTube.
Mm.
I stopped TikTok. Yes, TikTok right there. It was annoying for me.
Did all this happen to you? Like, are all these things happening because mentally you were suffering? Your mental health was not.
It was in shambles.
Yeah, and then your confidence and everything.
Everything got
Okay.
broken. I would shoot content and I won't even post it. I'll shoot it, edit it, and leave it in my stuff.
Not me.
It was
Can never
crazy.
be me.
It was so
I'm always
crazy.
in a hurry to post the content.
It was so crazy. And
Oh.
I feel like I have
That really cut deep, huh?
yeah. I think when it comes to my journey in content creation
Mm-hmm.
and journalism and the show business, I feel like I don't know whether I did something wrong or I said something to the wrong set of people. But I feel like I'm never getting
There.
the break.
But you, and it's more painful when you know you have the talent. You know
You're doing
have
the
it.
job.
Yeah, and everybody around you would tell you that
You're
you are
good. I'm
You
like,
are good,
did
but
I
you are
say
never
something
getting there.
wrong? Did I offend somebody? At some
Please,
point, I'm like,
please,
God,
we are
who did
sorry.
I offend? I beg. God, I beg.
We
I
are sorry.
beg.
Please, we are sorry if we offended. We are
And
sorry.
I still
Open
do.
back the
I
door.
still say, God, I beg, because
Yes.
I still think I can do more.
Yeah,
I still
you-
think I can.
absolutely.
I need to reach a certain people.
Yeah.
Somebody, one person that,
would
would be like,
change the
"Girl,
entire story.
girl," you know, that kind of thing.
I know.
So yeah, so the POV is basically an idea that came, went to sleep, and I got some talking to, and I said, let me just do trending stories. And the trending stories, I wasn't doing everything. I'll go on Twitter, X, and I'll see something that nobody really wants to talk about. Say, maybe somebody's tweet that I find fascinating.
Yeah.
And I'll just
Pick it up.
and then I would just be like, you know what? Listen to this person said. If it was me, maybe I'll say it that way. Or maybe I'll do it this way. Apparently, people thought I had sense. Yeah.
I know, right? Apparently, people think you have a lot of it, but you do. You do. For me, that I have watched quite a lot of your videos. I mean, I could relate to most of the things you say. And I also feel like they are very, very realistic and very real. Unlike, because there are certain things that behind closed doors we won't do.
Nobody, yeah.
That is how we do it. But when you are out in public, because of certain shenanigans and people say you behave as if
So I am doing my best to show the real me behind doors and in front of cameras, on camera.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to be caught by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I've been told is that my hair doesn't complement my personality, because everybody that meets me for the first time, when I came here, what was I doing? Sitting in one corner, minding my business every time, and they're like, "Nah, people with your hair, they are wild." I'm like, why do you judge a book by its fucking cover?
Hey, I feel if we want to center the whole conversation around this, tomorrow will come won't finish.
Yeah.
Because me, I have a bucket full of that.
Yeah.
People always just judge. They judge.
Yeah.
I dyed my locks. I
I
moved
saw
from
it's
black
pretty. It's pretty.
to
It's
wine,
pretty now. I don't know who
to
is
blonde to this
It's
now,
pretty.
and comments and you. But this, someone actually told me that having locks alone makes you that kind of girl. I feel what's uncle change color
Let me
not
bust your
to.
bubble. Let me
You know
bust
what
your
I told the
bubble.
person? I said, sweetheart, this is not even the color I want. I wanted grey.
Let me bust your let me bust your bubble. My mom, I remember sometime I said I wanted to cut my hair because my hair was long, like my natural, long, past my neck.
Wow.
I said, Mommy, I want to go and cut my hair. She said, Ikea, chautia, obafia, fanetenten sabra.
Okay.
And I'm like, Madam.
Madam, I beg. Let
And
me.
I think, frankly, I don't like to lie about my life. My mom and I, we've had a strained relationship from when I was like 10 years old. So we don't have that
Mom.
mom-daughter bond.
That's
I think
African.
it's now
that
See,
it's
I have
coming.
seen it happen. It's now that I think she's making efforts to get to know me.
So why do they always wait when it's late?
And well, they went through their own like I'm okay. So I'm beginning to. No, let me know. I'm beginning to. I've been told
Okay.
from professionals
Okay.
that I shouldn't blame my mom
For okay.
because she went through hers. How she was raised.
Mm.
Probably she shouldn't have,
Mm-hmm.
but relaying some of the,
Things she went through
on-
on you. Okay. Okay.
and I don't know whether it's true or not, but
Mm-hmm.
that was a conversation that went on, and I said there's this particular story about me that if I sit down and I start breaking it down, people be like, "Hey, this girl is like you're mad, though." It's like, you're mad, though, because there's a lot.
There's a lot
underneath this. There's a lot of struggles, a lot of things that I fight on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And so I never had a good relationship with my mom, and so I am not the family person.
Okay.
I'm not so much of a family oriented person.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I like to be on my own. I can distance myself from family for months.
And yeah. Okay.
Months. And I'm like, you know what, I'm good. But the second I find myself in the midst of family, I break.
Oh.
Yeah. And all those things are some traumatic bullshit.
Is all those things contributing to the reason why you think you need to let your point of view be heard?
I think so.
Okay.
I think
you think there is a need
I
for
think
people
there's a
to hear your
need.
point of view.
Yes, as I said before, I wasn't given the opportunity to really
Talk.
Because
Okay, to express what
when
you were
you're expressing
thinking.
yourself, it's more or less like you're either defending yourself or you're disrespectful,
and you are seen as disrespectful.
or wasro, or you're a bad child.
Yeah, absolutely.
So everything was always your fault. You can't do good in anybody's eyes.
Is that
everything you do.
how you grew up?
I think that is how I have felt growing up for a long time.
I can't imagine how many times you have cried.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm having a mental picture of that, and for a child, more like you're always blamed for everything. You're always
I don't like talking about
it's
shit like
always your
this.
fault.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the number of times I have to run and go and cry because at the end of the day you
this
can
is the
never
difference
do anything.
between me and every other crier.
Okay.
I didn't cry when I was young.
Wow.
I wasn't. I bottomed things.
Oh, now that explains a lot.
Things in me.
That explains a lot.
I just kept them. And again, reasons why I keep saying I am grateful for my ex, him, because after him I've dated someone else. So for him,
But that particular one,
particularly,
yes.
is because, listen, a lot of things that I kept in, and I felt I was a normal human being walking around. Listen, before I broke down, because I broke down, before
Flat.
I broke down, and what do you call it, cried and went into depression and anxiety and panic attacks and all those things. I was a normal girl, though, walking around like a normal human being.
But you don't know all those things are happening.
I didn't know the impact of the things that went on in my life had on me.
Yeah.
I just thought I was a tough girl because I kept everything in. Nobody should see me,
Okay,
vulnerable.
Do you seek validation
No.
from people?
No, so that's the thing. I just think because I felt like I was a tough girl, I don't need anybody to tell me that you're good or bad. I mean, I think I had already registered in my brain that I was a bad child.
Oh, I was coming to that because you should have registered something so you don't care.
Yeah, I had
Because
already
it's like,
registered in my
what's
brain.
yabre?
My brain, like I'm a bad person. I'm a
So
bad
it doesn't
child.
matter.
I'm the child that they thought I would get pregnant in JHS.
I know.
So listen, I have heard, and reasons why I hate going back to and I'm saying this on camera. Yeah, reasons why I hate going back to my hometown, Bogoso. It's because they have a narrative about me. that place is a toxic space for me. I remember my cousin was getting married last year. I was supposed to go back home. It was like a tussle between me and my sister. We are going. I want to go for the wedding, because the wedding is happening in Accra.
Okay.
The traditional is happening back home. I don't want to go. Even my mom's house where we stay, when I enter, listen, I when I go home that night, because we go home very late that night, when I go home, I literally was shaking. You know, that thing where you feel like the energy, the energy is coming back. Yes, energy, I was literally shaking because I remember the ass whooping I took in the house. You know, all those things. So I mean, it was crazy. So I would leave my house, like that night I tossed up and down, couldn't sleep well.
Of course.
And then in the morning I quickly left the house. I went to my first director that I worked with, his house. We worked. I picked up my laptop. I went to edit in his house, in his studio. I was there till night. Then I came back home. So it was more or less like I go, bath, eat, and I'm out. And I'm coming back. I'm coming to sleep. I'm not talking to anybody. Because I was the type that would always want to isolate myself.
I feel bad because, like most people, I feel like I have hurriedly judged you. Especially with when I was saying that you are a DB, and even being DB does not take away trauma.
Yeah.
And this is me thinking, okay, I've gone through a lot, and I'm like, hey, no, you have gone through a lot.
This is just a scratch of it. This is just a scratch. Like,
my God.
It's just a scratch.
So how did you? I would not want to say now the waters are clear.
They are not
completely, but how has it become better now? How are you managing to cope now that you are grown? Now that you are putting yourself out there again, picking up the pieces from your mental health, the trauma, family, friends, and everything. How are you picking up the pieces? And because you look whole to me. You don't look scratched.
I love you, girl.
You look whole to me.
I don't know. Okay.
How are you doing it?
Let's scratch some assumptions.
Okay.
I'm not whole.
Okay.
I'm still working through my demons. Okay. I call them demons because I literally, at some point,
had demons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they had to pray the demon out of me.
I know. Because I call a bunny dear. Like, I mean, with that mentality, say we are call a bunny.
Yes.
That's what they do.
And let me just state this categorically that everything started for me when
he came into your life.
Who?
The ex?
No, I mean everything that had to do with me suppressing issues, me suppressing things that happened to me. I think started with me losing my best friend.
Ouch.
When I was born, okay. When I tell you who my best friend was, my very first best friend in life was, when I was born, my mom wasn't with me. So my mom gave birth to me and had to go to school. So my dad was the one taking care of me with my grandmother. But my dad was my absolute love of my life. Absolute love of my life.
Aww.
Listen, my earliest memory with this man, I remember he would take me to school, my first day at school. She bought me 2 eggs because I said I won't go. My dad bought me 2 eggs. I was holding the 2 eggs. They took pictures of me like this, like a cute baby. And I went to school. It was cute. He came to pick me up.
Aww.
And he would pick me up every day, until my mom came back. And my mom came back and started being the mother again.
Okay.
And I think I've never had a connection with my mom even since I was born, because she's a good mother. See,
she is
amazing,
but her
mother,
ways are quite different.
I mean, and my best friend left when I was 7 years.
Okay.
left home.
Your best friend dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Left home when I was 7 years. The only person that I could just with, talk with, mess around with, my sleeping place was on his lap.
So let's understand. Left
Yeah.
home as in he's alive.
Alive but left.
Physically left home. Okay.
Walk away.
Okay.
And he told me that I think he should have just told me the truth, because he said, I'm going to Accra. I'll be right back. What do you want?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't remember what I even told him I wanted. But he left and never came back. It's been 20 something years. Within 19s to 20 something years.
POV. This is not how I saw this interview going.
Yeah, you thought it was going to
I
be.
mean, but let's shake it off.
Yeah.
This is.
That's why I'm like, there's a
absolutely
lot behind
not how
this.
I saw this interview going. But I'm asking, do you remember the first video that when you slept, you woke up and then you realized that Charlie, you're everywhere. So,
Was I everywhere? I don't know.
okay.
But what I know is that particular video did good numbers.
Okay.
When I started the POV, my first ever, comeback video got 500 views
Okay.
on TikTok, because I was solely doing on TikTok. Got 500 views, a couple of likes. But the one that I realized that was pushing, because I don't know when I moved from so the original account, it had 12 followers when I started fresh. 12 followers. I will never forget.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why this is funny, but it's so funny.
It had 12,
Now I'm going to check her followers.
12 followers.
Share.
12 followers. And the first video gave me, I think, 30. I don't know when I went to 1,000.
Wow.
Then 2,000. Then 3,000. But the thing is, I don't like looking at the numbers. It either breaks you or makes you. Either breaks you or mouth you all day. So I didn't like looking at it. I didn't want to start feeling like.
Now, how many followers do you have on TikTok?
Let me check.
Alert.
I don't know.
Let us check, because
I don't know.
it is
don't.
plenty. You need to
Okay,
go
so
to TikTok.
135,000.
Eish.
Uh,
Eish. You say it's simple like that. 135,000 people know your face. Do you know how many people that is? Just say a whole constituency. Yeah, we know your face.
Why you making me laugh like this?
Alert, celeb,
Oh, please,
celeb,
abeg, oh.
celeb.
God, what I want there. Oh, this. I mean,
Wow.
I'm grateful. I'm
Wow.
just grateful.
So you were telling me about the KFC video
Yes.
that blew up.
So I did that KFC video. I just said, what God cannot do
does not exist. It really doesn't.
It actually, and
It doesn't.
I think the things that I talk about, I find myself being passionate about them.
Yeah, they are very real to you.
Yes, they're very real to me. I find them as real situations happening in people's lives. And so when you're dealing with them, even though it's on social media and you need to laugh about it a bit, you need to also be compassionate towards the person and also be stern towards the person. So if the person is going towards a wrong direction, even though you are sharing your opinion, and it is my opinion that I'm sharing, I'm making you understand that from my opinion, what you're doing is trash. You can take it or leave it. That's the thing. So that video, gospel blog, just push it up.
Said it, yeah.
So somebody sent me a link. Me, I didn't know. I was just in my house. I was sleeping, safe. I picked my phone, and then I'm like, what's this? The person sent me a link. Hey, Nana, I'm going to check this out.
Oh, trendy.
Do you know what? It was just the comments. It wasn't even the number for me. I just went to the comments. And they're like, hey, who is this girl? Hey, energy, hey, this girl. I said, okay.
Okay. That's how we like it in the town.
Yeah. And so after that, it became
A
a
thing.
thing back to back. Even if the first day it doesn't do good numbers, you will leave the video there. By the time you go back, 30,000. I don't even know how many 1 million videos I have,
Wow.
but they are all down. I don't pin
You
them.
can't even pin all of them.
I don't want to
think
pin
TikTok
them.
you can pin just
Yes,
three.
but I don't want to pin
pin
them
Oh,
because I want the work to,
continue.
from up. I don't want to start feeling my head.
Wow.
This is my only chance at life. I don't want to.
It's
start
either
feeling
you
my head.
succeed or you succeed.
Yeah, I died there.
So with all these numbers, let's talk about money. Does it translate into money? Because I'm hearing two stories. I'm not too sure which is which.
Okay.
Some people say social media is the absolute best. Some people, social media is their worst nightmare. People talk about how they make a lot of money off social media. But I think one of the things most creatives do not even tell us is how. So
Okay.
someone has like one, just a plenty numbers and the person is broke.